Alright, Duval, North Side. If you went to Reebok or if you stayed in the Sherwood Forest area, you need to probably tune in to what I'm about to tell. Now, the following information that I'm about to give you is about the original Sherwood Forest, but you have to ask yourself, how is it connected to the Americas, and why would they name a whole neighborhood or area specifically in Jacksonville, Florida? A whole nother time zone, a whole nother hemisphere. Why would they name that Sherwood Forest too? Repeat this. Everything that I'm saying can be backed up. It's historically documented. And we're just about to go in. Now, we all know what Sherwood is if you stay in Jacksonville. It's on the north side off of Sutel. We all know that, right? You just thinking it's another hood, right? Not at all. And I'm going to break down a few other neighborhoods in Duval too. Pay attention to the street names in your neighborhood. If they're tied to any Anglo-Saxon history or British history or Anglo-Saxon bloodline, because Jacksonville has a lot of Anglo-Saxon history, and I'm definitely going to get into that. If it's tied to that, pay attention and do your research, and then you'll understand why you are where you are and why what goes on in that neighborhood or on that specific street or block, why the activities or the spirits operate the way they do in those neighborhoods. You feel me? Because a hood is a hood, but every hood is not the same. And I'm about to prove that. Now, Sherwood Forest, look it up. It's in Britain. It's in Britain. The original Sherwood Forest is in Britain. Now, heavy Anglo-Saxon history, many Anglo-Saxon bloodlines came to this specific area in Britain. Now, these were pagan people until about the 7th century. Pay attention to the numbers too. The 7th century, they were Christianized. What did the Christians go to church? Okay, so again, now this is documented. You can look it up yourself. I promise to you, and I'm pretty sure somebody out there that knows this history. And if you do know it, to those who are listening, you know how Jits is, and you know how we like to think, we got so much other shit going on that we don't really pay attention to shit like this. But if we paid attention to shit like this and not what the algorithm is or, the programming in place for us, if we start focusing on that and stop dwelling on that and focus on the truth and the spiritual meaning of things, the awakening will take place. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Sherwood Forest is indeed in Britain. Again, it's in Britain. And the legend of Robin Hood came from Sherwood Forest in Britain. Robin Hood was an outlaw. He was against corrupt government systems, and he was an outlaw, a renegade. Y'all know the story of Robin Hood, and I don't got to get too deep into that. Again, pay attention. You have to pay attention to what's spiritually drawn to certain areas. And, just pay attention. I'm going to keep going in. The Sherwood Forest in Britain is a royal land. It's a royal land. It has a lot of tribal and sacred history. A lot of rituals took place in Sherwood Forest. We all know rituals can be either good or bad, but they took place in this specific forest. The specific forest, they did rituals. And they had sacred burial grounds. Look this up too. Jacksonville, in this area that I'm talking about, north side, Jacksonville, northwest Jacksonville. We don't say northwest, north side. There are sacred burial grounds. What side of town has the most cemeteries? What side of town has the most burial grounds? The north. Got Restlawn. You have another cemetery by Reebok. I'm not talking about Restlawn. Restlawn's by Reebok too, for all you smart asses. I'm talking about the one that's on behind St. Paul. It's another cemetery behind there for homeless people and people who can't be identified. They get buried in the cemetery off of Owens. Then you got Restlawn number 2. Restlawn got 2 cemeteries. The one on Reebok side and the one in front of Reigns. What's the name of Reigns Stadium? The graveyard. Why is the focus on graves and cemeteries? What's the big deal about graves and cemeteries? It's on sacred burial grounds. When you dwell on sacred burial grounds, what do you have access to? Portals. Dimensional gates. Can't make this shit up. Dimensional gates, portals. What are portals? Access to the spiritual world. Gateways to the spiritual world. Dimensional gates. You're entering the gates of the spiritual realm while you're on earth. What's behind those gates? The ancestors, downloads, spiritual trauma, slavery trauma. If you stay anywhere near Reigns or Reebok, you stay on sacred burial grounds. Then you got Edgewood Cemetery. Edgewood off US 1 before you go across the valley to Patson. It's right there, right? All these burial grounds, do y'all pay attention? Do y'all pay attention to any of this? These are sacred burial grounds. That means ancestors dwell here. Dimensional gates are here. So in this neighborhood, Sherwood Forest, it's a portal. Now, ask yourself, why would you name a neighborhood all the way overseas, the same thing you would name a neighborhood that already exists in Britain? Why would you do that? The exact name. And then pay attention to the street names. Pay attention to the street names too. Because all these names are tied back to Britain and the Anglo-Saxon bloodlines. Look it up. Look up Foxborough. Look up Arrowsmith. Look up Waynesboro, Portsmouth, Norfolk. Look those names up. I ain't even going to get too deep into that. Just look them up yourself. If you think I'm lying, Princely, y'all stay on sacred burial grounds. And the white people had to get up out of there because that was the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? No. Do y'all know how important that neighborhood is, bro? Y'all stay in a portal. Y'all stay in the dimensional gates. They're not going to teach you this. They don't give a fuck. They just want y'all to, I ain't finna dry snitch, but you know, if you know, you know. They just want y'all to, go along with the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And not pay attention to this kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? Y'all stay on sacred burial grounds and y'all stay in a portal. That's why they named it after the original forest, because y'all stay in the same dwelling grounds. Y'all is connected to those people. Y'all not connected to the people, the white people. Y'all are connected to the originals. So those bloodlines came here and went where? Off Sutel, off Trout River Drive, right down Sherwood Forest. And some of them still up in there. I'm talking about the Anglo-Saxons. Excuse me. Some of them still over there. A lot of them still over there. They came here from Britain. They had Anglo-Saxon bloodlines. What they're not telling you is that's a portal. Sherwood Forest in Jacksonville, Florida, it's a portal. Portal. Sacred burial grounds, Dimmensional gates. I just told y'all some shit that probably somebody already told y'all, but maybe the rest of Jacksonville don't know this. Jacksonville has heavy Anglo-Saxon influence. What they don't tell you about Jacksonville is, you ever ask yourself why it's a church on every corner? You're not going to believe this, but I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. You're not even going to believe this. Let me show it to you. I wrote it down. After the spread of Christianity, churches and monasteries were built near or on these sacred sites, often to contain or redirect the energy. Those, what energy? Where did the energy come from? The first people. That's who it came from. The gods. They are drawing energy from the gods and the goddesses. Jacksonville is an energy hub. That church downtown with that cross on it is one of the main sources that draws energy. Let's be real. Before they built all them condos downtown, who mostly stayed downtown? Naughties. So who are they drawing energy from? Why is it the church on every corner is drawing energy? And where are most of the churches at? Ask yourself. As much shit going in Duval as a church on every corner. Those churches, you can buy the bullshit all you want to, and not for the souls of the people. Most of them are not. That's not their intent. They are drawing energy and using those churches to redirect the energies, to take the energies, to draw in the energies. Because they know what you don't know. Because you're trying to survive, you're trying to live, you're trying to get it. You feel me? Most of us are. Pay attention. Pay close attention to your energy. Tune in with the spirit, dog. It's time to wake up. You don't need to wake up to be woken, wear a red, black, and green flag. You don't gotta do no shit like that. But I mean, goddamn, you better pay attention to what the fuck going on. Shit like this is important. You know why it's important? Because they're drawing from your energy. Your spiritual DNA. Do you really think these people put them red buses in our neighborhood because they're concerned about whether or not you have an STD? Do you think they really want to draw your blood to save people that look like you? Anything dealing with drawn blood, your blood is connected to your spiritual DNA. Them STD tests and shit like that, they're not concerned about your health, bro. They take that blood. Why? Because that blood, the spiritual DNA in that blood is rich and it's royal. It comes from royal bloodlines. And they take it, and you know what they do with it. Blood rituals. So next time you see that red bus around your community, at your community center, at the park, Lonnie Miller, or next time you see that van in Harvey's parking lot, think about what I just told you. Do you honestly believe that they believe that many people have HIV, AIDS, or STDs? You don't think these people can falsify documents and information? Come on, bro. They do blood rituals with our blood, the blood from the gods and the goddesses. Problem is, you don't know you a god or a goddess, because you're probably stuck in between religion and fear of what religion taught you. I was one of them people, bro. But wake up, bro. Pay attention. I just told you a whole bunch of shit, and I ain't even going depth with it. You stay on sacred burial grounds, which means you have access to spiritual codes, spiritual downloads, and the ancestors themselves. All you have to do is connect with them. All you have to do is connect with them. This is real, bro. This is real information, documented information. If you honestly think, oh, they just made it up because they needed to make a street name. Come on, man. What is Sherwood Forest by? It's by the Trout River. What is a river? A flowing body of life. Water is life. Water is a body. Why do you think they call them bodies of water? It's living. A living body of water next to sacred burial grounds and at dimensional gates. You have access to the ancestors. Why do you think gentrification takes place so often in Duval? They don't want y'all niggas there, because if you find out, if you find out that you have access to the dimensional gates and the ancestors and downloads and codes, that means you waking up. We don't need you waking up. You already a nigga. You already violent. And dimensional gates are usually, and portals are usually in place where bloodshed also takes place often. Look it up. You have access to the portal itself because you dwell on sacred grounds. Be proud of where you're from, of course, but know why you are from where you're from. And know what to represent and how to represent it. You feel me? That bullshit that they try to program and plant in us and had us warm with each other, that's not it, bro. Pay closer attention. I'm telling you. I mean, it's on you if you accept the information or not. Know why you are where you are. Know what's around you. Know what you dwell on. It's important because you learn yourself. You learn what you have access to. And then when you learn you have access to what others don't, you can learn your superpowers. You can learn your true mental capacity. You can learn your true spiritual heritage. Because only your spiritual DNA matters. Who you were born from, the fuck that made you don't really matter at all. It doesn't. It doesn't. We're so busy trying to be hood superstars and proud parents, and none of that shit matters. It doesn't matter what kind of parent you are. You're not supposed to be a parent. You're supposed to be a fostering a guide. As a god, meaning the little gods that come, you reproduce, you're supposed to be a guide to them and a protector until they can mentally evolve into their godly realms. And then the cycle continues, but it has to enhance and grow and advance, not stay where it's at. So it's time to awaken so we can stop being stagnant. And once you know information like this, they can't stop you, dog. You crackers can't stop you. From what? Know who you are. Know why you are who you are. The rebel in you. The rebel in you. The people in the Sherwood forest in Britain had a rebellious nature. They stood up against. If you know, you know. They stood up against corruption in the government. They didn't go for the bullshit. They did their own thing. Very spiritual people. It's documented. It's documented. Connections with the ancestors were important. Spiritual downloads were important. Rituals were important to these people. Now that you born on the land as a god and a goddess, why not take advantage of it? Say those affirmations. Awake into that realm, into those dimensional gates. Don't just stay there and smoke weed and let your life go, to waste. You there. It's a good thing, though. And once you learn how good of a thing that is, bro, how powerful that is, people from that area are very influential, well known. It's a reason for that. But you have to know this information in order to know that. And there's people out there who know this information. Get with them, link up with them. Work yourself out, dog. It's that time. It's your boy Job Prince signing off. Peace and love and blessings.